I'm your host, Prithviraj Patil, and today we are diving into the fascinating world of data science and artificial intelligence. Joining us is a distinguished expert, Dr. Mohammed Hussain, who has done groundbreaking research in agricultural economics and holds master's degrees from Texas and Arizona. He has led impactful AI projects and is shaping the future of technology. Dr. Mohammed Hussain, thank you for being with us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Prithviraj. I'm thrilled to be here and share my experience with enthusiastic audience.
Great. So the year 2024 is come to an end, and new learners will be wanting to know what to do in 2025. So we would like to learn from your professional experience. So let's start with your journey. What inspired you to pursue advanced studies in data science and AI?
It all began with my love with numbers and finding the underlying hidden pattern. During my undergrad days, I struggled a lot with understanding how raw data could shape the decision. It are highly messy, fragmented, but one day while working on the agriculture related data and project, I realized how data insight could transform the way we predict the crop yield, manage the resources. And I think that's when I decided to dive deeper into the data science and the field of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's great to know. So, what was the defining moment in your career that solidified your passion?
I remember that during my PhD, I enrolled in one of the advanced econometric course, which highly focus on mathematics and statistics. And I remember a lot of struggle and sleepless night working on the one of the challenging project and the research I was doing about the price forecasting. And after the week of struggle, the model finally worked and the result helped the farmer price their produce better. And that moment cemented my passion for using the data to solve the real world problems.
Wow, that's a very good real time example that you have shared, process through which you have gone. And definitely, I see price forecasting and predictions are some of the challenging areas in data science as well as the business problems. So, how did your academic journey shape your approach to solving these real world problems?
Well, academic teaching in general demand a lot more effort, and you think it hold a lot of critical thinking, asking why, when, if, when deciding the research problems. So, for example, while researching the export competitiveness during my PhD work, I encountered the massive data points, and that could be derail the project. And then I developed a technique to estimate and validate those missing data points, which not only saved the project but eventually taught me a lot more resilience to handle the loophole in the prevailing data sets.
Great. So I see that you mentioned a point about missing data because data is not always available in the form that we want. And definitely cleaning up the data and getting it ready for our work is one of the prime things that the industry requires. So thanks for sharing that. Can you share more insights about your PhD research?
Of course, my research focused on the time series analysis, and I collected the data more than 30 years of time series on the different macroeconomic parameters for measuring the growth rates. One memorable struggle I remember that over the 50 years of data after that I collected of the client for my export, I predicted the agriculture instabilities. It took months to reach into that point, but the results were provided actionable insight for the policymakers.
Oh, that's great. I see that whatever actions you have taken, that's created a huge impact on the policymakers as well. Just a quick question. Where do you belong from?
I belong in Gujarat. Okay, I live in the Bodeli, a small town 70 kilometers away from the Baroda. Although the Bodeli itself does not have any major attraction, but it is well positioned with the two major destinations within the 60-70 kilometers. The first one is a Pavagadh, which is again
Mhm.
historical and religious sites, and also the home for the several temple and boasts the one of the UNESCO heritage sites, which is a Champaner Pavagadh archaeological park. And second is a world famous Statue of Unity. Okay, it's again a 182-meter marvel of India's largest statue dedicated to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, India's first deputy prime minister, just opposite direction of the Sardar Sarovar Dam. Again, one of the important lifeline for Gujarat agriculture.
Wow. So I see where your agricultural inclination comes from and the cultural diversity in the places you stay. So definitely, that's also maybe an impact that has created for you to take up this challenge of learning data science. So can you tell me more about some exciting projects you have worked on?
Yes, I work on the several projects like sentiment analysis for the social media campaign. Okay, price forecasting, addressing the demand supply gap for the logistic firm. One of the challenging project I was working was the developing the insurance claim prediction model. The data were again massive, fragmented, lot of unstructured format or data were there, and I spent almost week for data cleaning process. But in the end, the model improved the claim approval by almost 30%.
Yeah, that's a good matrix. I can see usually achieving this level of matrix and accuracy is quite a hard work to do. So, what's the most underrated skill in data science?
I feel storytelling. You might create the best model, but if
Yeah,
you can't explain simply, your work always go unnoticed. Okay, so during even corporate project, I struggle to explain the complex algorithm to the stakeholder. Then I simplified using the visuals and related terms, so that can help to the person, particularly the non-tech background, and that's when they truly understand its impact.
this year we are seeing generative AI getting more focus apart from the machine learning and AI as well. So, what are your thoughts on it? AI is evolving rapidly, the trends are changing. Does this excite you? And what is the message you want to send for generative AI?
Okay, yes, I am excited about the AI role in addressing the a whole lot of global challenges like climate change to the healthcare. Imagine that the AI is predicting the flood in advance or optimizing the surgery with a pinpoint accuracy without much effort by the physical presence of the doctors. But again, achieving all these global challenges require a lot more funding, constant innovation.
I truly agree. The funding part, as well as getting the organization ready to get all the resources necessary for achieving their targets and automating stuff is under study as well as under implementation. So, as per my knowledge, there are 75% of projects that are being looked at as getting automated. Only 30% of them are being achieved in generative AI. So, there is a lot of scope to grow, and that's where I understand to take this forward in learning all the aspects of artificial intelligence. With that, I do understand that implementing has been a challenge, but there are many ethical implications in AI. What do you think about this?
Okay, so past few years, the AI has made the commendable innovation. But again, every innovation comes with the own challenges, and ethics couldn't be ignored when we are translating the role of AI almost in every part of our life. So ethics is definitely crucial. And even during one of my project, I faced the issue with bias algorithms. Okay, the algorithm was selectively uh, differentiated to the certain set of the data set, and that taught me the importance of testing system rigorously to ensure the fairness. And we need to protect the privacy foremost and make the AI accessible to all.
Yes, privacy, compliance, governance, all these are parts of AI ethics, and I am sure that each one learning artificial intelligence or generative AI has to be aware of its implications. Well, I can see AI is transforming in industries, and in the next decade, we have to see how the growth will be. What do you think? How AI will redefine industries?
AI will definitely make some considerable shift in the existing production pattern from real-time traffic management to the self-driving car. But again, it's not a linear growth rate. So we will see a lot more roller coaster ride with the challenges like job replacement and ethical dilemmas. Okay, still the potential are enormous, and we still have to wait to see the concrete effort that AI will make into our society. But the potential are immense.
Yes, I totally agree with you. The next generation will have to definitely look at this from a new perspective because it brings the foundation to automation as well. What advice would you give to students who are eager to excel in artificial intelligence?
Well, I would say start with the strong foundation for learning a basic mathematics. Not go into the advanced initially, but start with the algebra, calculus initially, and then start practicing coding and develop the habit of communication. Okay, learn the tool like Python and R programming. Stay updated the underlying industries trend and the innovation in the markets. I struggled initially a bit for coding part, but even after gradual practicing year after year, okay, and now I'm very excel in this coding. So it's now my strongest skill.
Great. So I understand that you have come a long way. What are the resources you would recommend?
Sure, a book like Hands-on Machine Learning by Aurelian Caron or platform like Coursera, ETX, Udemy, FastAI are the great one. Connect with the mentor, okay, your senior who are already working in this domain, who can take away the risk and fear the subject and save your struggle in research to get the right direction. Join the online communities, okay, there are the lifesaver whenever you are stuck.
Yeah, that's such a useful advice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those resources as well as mentioning that we all need some guide for us to excel in that subject, right? Well, what motivates you to keep the innovating or studying in this area?
The thrill of uncovering the hidden pattern of dataset and building the impactful solution from the data. During the tourism project, I struggle unstructured social media dataset, but seeing the final result after the uh, weeks of effort, it improved the travel recommendation was incredibly rewarding. So I think that constant learning and finding the meaningful result from the given dataset will definitely push me ahead always.
Yes, yes, definitely. And I can see in the end it's going to be rewarding as well, right? So, how are you able to balance this technical depth with communication?
Okay, the most important challenge is that who are the audience. So understanding the audience is a key while explaining the complicated and intricate deep learning and machine learning model to the non-techies are always challenging. But I would suggest that if as a fresher or those who are struggling, as I generally use the analogies like storytelling, visuals to make all the difference.
Yes, yes, I understand. We have to understand the audience whom we are trying to communicate this technical. Using heavy jargons will definitely not help. Giving good analogies and examples is definitely going to be useful. And we are trying to communicate all our technical knowledge or transition learners around us. So, what is the vision that we see in the future?
Well, I am very optimistic about the AI, particularly its role for enhancing the individual capabilities. So AI should enhance the human potential responsibly. If I could solve one global challenges, then it would be climate change. Using AI for accurate prediction and sustainable practices to our environment, so that the generation which come in the future could live more prosperous without eroding the natural disaster much. So that would be something that I am waiting to see where how AI could able to resolve those problems.
Yes, yes, I do definitely agree. These are crucial areas which we can redefine. And with climate change and greener earth, that is what we want to achieve with sustainable technology. With this, I just want to know in 2025, if you want to approach with some initial introduction to generative AI, what are the topics you think people can look into?
We'll start with the generative AI first. What are the generative AI? Its implication in your environment, in your production systems. Okay, then go toward the modeling part, which is large language models, okay, and then utilize them in your production pattern to improvise your efficiency. So, but again, that things require a lot more effort patience. Okay, the technology is still evolving,
Yes.
but those are the crucial area when one should look upon.
Thank you. I hear you are saying about efficiency, and that's what the companies and industries are looking for. And everyone is trying to be better each year. So I'm also trying to see that from our conversation this year 2025, people want to be better. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed Hussain. Thank you for sharing your journey and insights. Your struggles and triumphs are truly inspiring.
Thank you, Prithvi. It's been pleasure to be here.
Stay curious and keep learning. See you next time.